Hey, what's up? It's Sean Baligian.
What up? This is Joyce Bell here on the Baligian and Bell Show.
Make sure you check us out on the Woodward Sports Network.
Going on, good morning. This is the Woodward Sports Network, and welcome to the Baligian and Bell Show. But, you know what?
What's up, son? Wake up now.
I'm up, but you know what?
You were up late last night watching some music and
I was up late last night.
or listening to music.
Yeah, listening, watching, a little bit of both, something like that. Hey, this is the Baligian and Bell Show. This is Kory Woods here with my man, Terry Foster. You know what? They like this so much that we are back again, and
I think we're going to take over. I think they're going to say, Joy, Sean, just relax for the rest of the year, and we're going to let these brothers take over.
Hey, I mean, if you're with it, I'm with it.
Why not?
Hey, why? You know what? As Russ Westbrook says, why not? We got a lot of stuff to get into today. We're going to talk about the Final Four. That's the recapping that in tonight's national championship game. Going to talk about the MLB taking the All-Star game out of Georgia. I'm curious to get your thoughts on that for sure. Jeff Okudah.
You know what? I'm watching more Major League Baseball because of that.
Hey, why not? We got a real packed show. So, Terry, how was your Easter weekend?
It was fine. I didn't do anything. We don't celebrate Easter anymore because we don't have kids.
Okay.
Because we always. It was my job. I had to find the Easter egg hunts and all this stuff and get the chocolate bunnies, and so I don't have to do that anymore. My kids are grown.
Well, I had a good Easter. I went to church.
Okay, good for you.
This time I didn't have my phone in my hand. I paid attention to everything and all of my surroundings.
Now the churches are open again.
Well, some churches are open. Yesterday.
Now, did you go to church or did you watch it on the computer?
Okay, good question. So I volunteer on the production team at my church. So I was technically at church, but I was working. So I was still hearing the sermon, but I was working. At my church, I capture video B-roll, and I create like a highlight reel of that week's service. But for our church, we had a outdoor service, so everybody was lined up in their cars in the parking lot, and the pastor had the stage with the band and everything like that, and he did the sermon, and people were able to listen to it through the FM station and whatnot.
Now, where I grew up, there was no COVID, but there were two outdoor church places. Mm-hmm. They would just go out and have revivals, and it was loud, and you heard it throughout the whole. You didn't have to go to the church; you could hear it wherever you were. So there was two in my neighborhood. Now, let me ask: did you go to Baptist church?
No, I didn't.
All right, let me ask you now: when you go to church, did you get the Spirit?
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten the Spirit?
I have before, yes. When I was not recently, but when I was younger. Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen a dude get the Spirit. It's always women. Just flying. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Not like that. Okay, not like that.
No, I mean get the Spirit for real.
Yeah, that hasn't been me.
Okay, because you're a low key guy. I didn't think you get the Spirit.
No, I'm not that big. Me up here right now is as far as I've ever gone into being an extrovert, being in front of a camera. I'm the total introvert. You look up Kory Woods or you look up introvert, there's a picture of my baby picture right next to it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But outside of that, I had it late last night. Stayed up watching the versus battle between Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers. 4 hours of hits. That kind of made me sad because, like I just told you before we started the show, my generation of music sucks.
It does, man. And you know what? Whenever I bring that up to people your age, they get pissed at me. What do you mean you don't like our music? It's better than your fucking music. I said, no, it's not.
No, honestly, it was just like last night. It was just the fact that they played the hits. These guys are in their 60s, close to 70s. They're getting up and they're still performing. Ernie Isley getting up there and just going crazy on the guitar. Ryan Isley still sounding like he did back in the 50s and 60s.
Right.
That's nuts. The musicianship for music is gone, and I was pretty sad about that.
But you know what's happening now? All you got to do is pick up a computer now and press some buttons, and you got some music.
Yeah, and what's crazy is all of the songs I heard for those 4 hours, all of the artists the past 20 years sampled every damn song they played. And they played about 50 songs last night.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was that. Got to get into the sports, and Final Four is coming and gone. If you guys living under a rock, Gonzaga versus Baylor for the national championship. What did you think about that? Because what did you think about that? First, let's go with the Baylor game. Baylor versus Houston. What did you think about that game?
Not much. I mean, you know,
It
Baylor
wasn't really much to watch.
Baylor basically stripped Houston, took their clothes off, stole their girlfriends and their mama, and then left them in the middle of the woods. I mean, it wasn't much of a game.
It was, I'm not going to lie, I couldn't finish it. It was hard to watch. It was really hard to watch. And then for Houston, I believe they faced all double-digit seeds to get up into that moment.
Right.
And then they finally go up against somebody worth the damn, and what happens? They get sent home. So
now they didn't get sent home.
They're
like, get your ass home, bitches. You don't belong here. That's what happened.
Okay, fair. You got that. That's
right,
exactly
let's
what
be
happened.
more direct.
Let's be more direct. So Baylor, if you guys missed it, Baylor beat Houston 78-59 to advance to the national championship game. Tonight they're going to be playing Gonzaga, who that game, Gonzaga and UCLA, that was intense. And it was one of those games that was intense down to the final moment. You can talk about how good the whole game was. I know some people are saying it's one of the greatest college games they've ever seen. I don't know if that's prisoner of the moment or not, but the finish from Johnny Juzang, you know, missing the shot, getting his rebound, then getting the layup to tie it up, and then, you know, Jalen Suggs, you just go ahead and just go take the higher percentage shot. I was just thinking he's going to go down there, try to lay it up, get a foul. He just
he just booked. Now, what most teams would have done is take a timeout and try to set something up, but with 3 seconds left, you can't set anything up.
Yeah.
Basically, you're just going to push the ball up the floor, so you may as well let him roll, and there's no defense really there.
Right. Because if he missed a shot, the game was still going to overtime.
Right.
I know we were talking about this on the Morning Woodward show, whether it was one of the greatest college buzzer beaters of all time, and not to be too prisoner of the moment, I think that it's going to rank up there. Not the number one, but it's going to be in the.
But you know, it's the most recent one, so that's why we're like, oh, this is the greatest. You know, somebody else is going to hit a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Maybe next year, maybe the next game, and we're going to say that one is the greatest.
Maybe tonight.
Maybe tonight.
Yeah, it was just one of those. It was how he hit it. It was just like a YOLO 3 off the bank, like. That shot had no business going in just off how he had his feet set and everything.
Because when you bank a shot from that far off, it clanks.
Yeah.
That he didn't bank the shot. That was a kiss.
Yeah,
it was a kiss off the thing, right? And it was soft. And let me ask you this: buzzer. You know, we're talking about the buzzer beaters and everything. Now, Kory Wood, if you were a high-profile athlete, what would be your magical moment? What game, what team would you want to represent? Either a walk-off home run or buzzer beater like Jalen Suggs, or sinking the final putt to win the Masters or something. What would be your magical moment?
My magical moment would be in a sport that I do not watch as much as I should.
Curling?
no, I'm pretty sure Fish got some great curling stats that we've never even heard of.
Right.
That's why he's laughing right there in the fishbowl. But it would honestly be a walk-off homer. I think, you know, with a pitcher's just his main goal is to try, you know, get the batter out, and the fact that I can crush a walk-off homer.
Right.
Oh man, that's like the definition of ownership. Like, I own you. In the confine of that moment, I own you because I shit your shit out the park.
No, that's true. And then you can go out around as fast as slow as you want.
Strut,
because
jog.
they're not going to hit you.
Yeah.
I mean, with a pitch because the game is over. My favorite part would be getting to home plate and then people throwing water all over you.
Yeah.
You putting your helmet on or ripping it off and stuff like that. So you can be theatric. Now,
It's like I need that Maglio Ordonez moment, like when in the 2006 it was the ALCS,
send him to the World Series
when he hit it out the park. Pudge just going crazy. I believe that was Pudge, right? He was just going crazy. It's like you just got your whole team there. That's I don't think anything beats that. Close second for me would be like a game-winning shot to win the finals or something like that.
Yeah, because, the thing about the home run is you're the boss. You own somebody. This dude is throwing the ball 89 to 95 miles an hour, so usually he'll get someone to foul it off or he'll blow it by you. But now you line it up. You feel the pitch, you hit that sucker, and it's gone. You are a boss.
Yeah.
You not only win the game, but you're a boss, and this little lanky dude up here who thinks he's the baddest ass in the universe, you just clocked him.
Yeah, because even though baseball is still a team game, that moment right there is really mano-a-mano. Mm-hmm. So that for me would be that. Or what? Or knocking somebody out.
And plus, that's not luck.
Yeah.
The Suggs shot, for as great as it was luck. There's luck involved. When you kill a shot 450 feet, that's not luck.
That's skill.
Yeah, a skill, and that was your moment.
Man, I would not have that moment. Maybe if I get in one of these, maybe if I get in a celebrity baseball game, I gotta raise my status, get to a celebrity baseball game. I don't know what it feel like to hit a walk off in some.
I did it once.
Really?
I worked for the Detroit Free Press, and we used to have a softball tournament every summer. And I played for the editorial guys, the nerds who wrote sports and everything. We played the Teamsters. It was the truck drivers. They kicked our ass every time they played us. This one game, we had to beat them twice to win the championship because they went unbeaten and we'd lost to them before, like by 10 runs. Mm-hmm. So this one game, we're hanging with them. So we're down 3. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 0-2 count. I'm at the plate. So I hit this shot over the right fielder's head. It was a grand slam home run. We won by 1 run. So that was my moment. I was really happy, and I got the MVP. And in fact, I'll bring in the trophy for you one day.
My moment was all the way in high school, and it had nothing to do with me really. It was just all fun and luck. We had the students versus teachers basketball game,
and the teachers letting you win.
Oh no, not at our school. Teachers used to take pride in kicking the students' ass. Like it wasn't that kind of party because some of our teachers were jerks, and they were, I don't want to say real athletes, but they were still, a lot of them were athletic. So anytime they played, it got serious. It was elbows, it was calling fouls and charges. But I think the students had lost like 4 or 5 years in a row. Right. So my senior year, high school, I was able to be the coach with my friend, late friend Kyle, rest in peace. And we took it seriously, like we was real coaches. We went to breakfast that morning in suits. We showed up to the game in suits, like we about to win. And we beat the teachers for the first time in 5 years.
Now, were you playing basketball or tiddlywinks? What was it?
It was basketball. It was basketball, and it was a game-winning shot. I can't remember his last name, but I remember his name was Levan. He hit the game-winning shot, and everybody just rushed him, and he was like, "That's what I do. That's what I do." And teachers were, I remember Mr. Butler, he was pissed. He walked off heated. So, yeah, that was my moment.
No, the teachers do, or instructors, because I used to play racquetball, and then I'd play, I forget his first name was Coach Schultz. Mm-hmm. He was an assistant coach at Central Michigan University football. This dude used to beat me all the time. But this one time, I had him, but he got my ass back. We were playing the game. He knew he was going to lose. He drilled me right in the back with that ball, and it just stung. And I looked back, and there was this red, perfect circle welt on there. I'm like, dude, what did you do that for? Well, if you're gonna beat me, you got to pay for it. I'm like, that shit hurt.
Yeah, see, I couldn't imagine getting drilled by a ball that fast. I can understand why they now scrap each other after getting hit with a pitch. I want to get into sticking on topic with this Final Four game. After you saw how UCLA played Gonzaga, do you think Michigan would have had a chance against them? Me personally, I think that after seeing how UCLA played, I think Michigan might have gotten their asses handed to them, because in that I feel that as a team, I feel that Gonzaga is playing more like a well-oiled machine than Michigan is, and I think that it just would have been a tough out for them.
Yeah, I think Gonzaga would have beaten them. See, but people bring up about UCLA. What UCLA is doing is they're kind of mucking up games.
Yeah.
They are, taking your strength away from you. They're playing defense. They're playing physical. And I think Michigan would have said, okay, we're just going to come out here and try to kick your ass. But they wouldn't really have a strategy to diminish your skills. I think UCLA, they got two scorers, two dudes that are really, really, really bad. They're letting them do their thing. But what they're doing is they're taking you out of your offense. You want to come out and looking sweet. They said, no, you're not going to look sweet today, not against us. And so they're playing that blue-collar game that I think Michigan cannot play. Michigan is not a blue-collar team like UCLA is. And I know UCLA is Hollywood, and we don't respect the West Coast, but that's what they're doing, man. They playing like they're from the hood.
I mean, we saw it. And if you guys are just now tuning in, this is the Woodward Sports Network. You're watching the Baligian and Bell Show. Kory Woods and Terry Foster filling in for Joik and Sean while they're out. And right now we're talking about the Final Four and really the national championship that's about to be coming up. And I don't think that U of M. I think that U of M would have.
It's been a close game. I'm not saying it get blown out.
It may have been a close game, but I think the thing that everybody's missing about UCLA is UCLA was playing with house money in each game they played. They had nothing to lose, and I don't want to say that teams were. I don't want to say that teams didn't respect them. I believe when you're in when you're in that tournament, you respect your opponent. But at the same time, I don't think that teams were ready for how hungry UCLA was. In each game they played, I felt that they were the hungrier team. Even against Michigan, yes, Johnny Juzang, he had 55% of UCLA's points. Those other guys weren't hitting shots, but they were still hungry. They were still playing defense. They were still hustling. They got after it for two halves more than the Wolverines did.
That's true, but you have to understand, you don't have to score to make a big effect on a game. I remember LeBron James, there's a video of him talking to one of his sons, and his son that day, his shot was off. And LeBron said, dude, you can affect this game. You don't need to score, rebound, play defense, agitate that other team. There's other things you can do besides score. And perfect example of that, here in Detroit, Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman. They scored, their little 10 points a game or whatever, but they did other things and they control games. So I think that's what the role players on UCLA are doing. Say, okay, I'm not going to hit threes. I'm not going to drive it to the cup, but I can do these other things. I can rebound. I can make it tough for Hunter Dickinson. I can make it tough for their shooters, and I can affect that game. That's what UCLA is doing. They're just letting two dudes do all the scoring, worry about the scoring. Other dudes don't have to worry about that.
Well, you know what? There is something that we do have to worry about, because there is some, I guess you could say, some breaking news that just come up regarding.
Is this April Fool's?
No, it's not April Fool's.
Okay,
this is
right.
for real. This is regarding your Detroit Lions, and we're going to get into that news just up one more moment.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
8 Mile Vodka is born in Detroit and distilled in 90-liter batches to allow optimal control, quality and control and care. They're carbon filtered, altered, and bottled to perfect time to produce a simple, smooth finish and character of its own. They're exceptional premium vodka that can be chilled and enjoyed straight or mixed to create an exceptional cocktail. Next time you're out, just ask your bartender for an 8 Mile Vodka or pick up at a local Meijer. And always drink responsibly. Back to the awesome Baligian and Bell show.
Damn, Fish, what can't you do?
You know what Fish is?
What?
Seriously. Have you seen the movie Hustle and Flow?
Yeah.
Fish hasn't seen it. He's the white guy in Hustle and Flow where you look at him and say, this dude can't do anything. He's a square. He don't know anything. And then you put him on the little mixers, and he's mixing songs, and he's got everything going. Like, damn, where'd this come from?
And did you notice that he changed the pitch of his voice? Like, that was just, like, super smooth. Like, hey,
that's because he had a sip of 8 Mile Vodka. That's why. Changed his voice. Now you're a man.
But, yo, let's get into some of that breaking news that I was just brought up. Apparently, Monday morning, I'm reading this verbatim, everybody. It's from Monday Morning Quarterback. The Atlanta Falcons and Detroit Lions are reportedly among the teams willing to trade back in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft. The Falcons are set to pick 4th, of course, and the Lions are 7th. So, rumor is they're looking to trade back.
All right, let me educate you something, brother.
Okay,
that's not breaking news.
It's not,
because every year they're like, oh, we're willing to trade back.
That's why I said this.
Whatever's the best for the team. They come up with this crap every year.
That's why I was like, I don't know if it's breaking news or not. Just it's news.
Breaking news is if they actually do it.
Yeah.
Because I hear this crap every year. Oh, we're going to do what's best for the team, and if it means trading back, that's exactly what we're going to do.
Well, you know, at least they didn't pull a Bob Quinn and, show their whole hand. Hey, we're taking this guy at number 3.
Right, yeah.
So at least they're teasing it, making it look like, all right.
That's why Bob Quinn is on the beach, down in South Beach, chilling out.
Ooh, I don't know if he want to be in South Beach, but as long as he's,
I don't care where
Detroit,
he goes,
as long as he's not in Detroit,
here. Right?
As long as he ain't here. But let's stay on this topic about the national championship tonight. Gonzaga, not only are they 1 win away from winning the national championship, the 1 win away from a perfect season.
That's true. And you know what? I'm rooting for the perfect season.
Really?
Yes. I like excellence. Mm-hmm. So if somebody is going to go all this time without losing and you make it the championship game, that's what I want to see. Mm-hmm. Now, my bride, she's rooted for UCLA. She's rooting for Baylor. She's rooted for whoever's playing Gonzaga, but I want to see it. I like excellence.
You know what I've noticed, and I could just be speaking from my core group of friends, core group of people I may follow on my Facebook timeline or whatnot. So let me know if you see or feel the same way. But I see a lot of people in our country, they hate excellence. Yeah, they don't like a Tom Brady winning all these Super Bowls. They want to see somebody else win. They don't like seeing LeBron James in the finals all the time. They want to see somebody else in there. And the thing that really gets me is that they say that somebody else, X, Y, Z person, deserves to be there. And I'm like, what do you mean we deserve to see somebody else? No, whoever is the best deserves to be there.
You got to earn it. Yeah. In sports, you got to earn it. Now, this is not Special Olympics. Mm-hmm. This is not children time. This isn't, hey, let's share and who's the best. Sports is cutthroat, and it should be.
And that's what I'm about wins and losses. That's it. If you are good enough to go ahead and run this table, like you said, go ahead and win that final game. Show us how great you are. put your stamp on it. I just really hate this. I don't know. I don't want to call it crabs in a barrel mentality because I think that's something different.
Well,
but
I know you try to be respectful of everyone here, but you work with two of the worst offenders, Stick and Maz.
Ooh.
No matter what LeBron James does, they hate it. They hope he loses. They hope he breaks his foot. They don't like the man. And you know why? Because he's a winner. And Maz doesn't like Tom Brady. You know why?
Because he's a winner.
No. He kicks New York's ass.
Oh.
Maz is
I mean,
like
the Giants got 2 Super Bowls. What more does he want?
Hey, that should be enough.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't like. Okay, there are 2 players that I don't like in the context of just sports. No, I don't know them off the court, so I can't say I don't like him as a person. But I don't like LeBron James, and I don't like Dwayne Wade. And I have
How
my
can
2.
you not like Dwayne Wade? I can understand LeBron, but what's Dwayne Wade done?
2006 NBA playoffs against the Pistons. I
But
felt
he's just doing his job, brother. He's supposed to kick their asses.
I know it, and I don't like him because of it. But the thing about it is, I respect him. I respect his game. Just like I'm a fan of the Pistons, so screw D Wade. But
you know what?
But
Offer some
I
resistance.
recognize how great he is at the same time.
Right.
I recognize how great he is because I still, even though I do not like Dwayne Wade, when I do my best shooting guards of all time, I have Jordan, Kobe, D Wade. I still think D Wade is the 3rd best shooting guard ever. At the same time, can't stand his guts.
Okay, I just want to make sure you won't go bust a cap in him. Wasn't that upset? Because some people take it way too far.
No, it's just I don't like, just hate his just hate 06. Like 06 took a piece out of me. More than LeBron scoring the 25. That 06 Miami Heat Pistons, it just felt like, all right, just give the Heat the damn title. The fix is in. Like, just get this over with.
Dude couldn't miss.
It was bad.
LeBron and D Wade basically did the same thing to the Pistons. They just did it in different ways. LeBron was just driving to the hoop 12 times in a row and scoring, and D Wade was maneuvering, was a little mid game, and just destroyed them.
Now, perfect seasons. Were you around for that whole Dolphins one?
I was around. I remember it. The Dolphins with Greasy at quarterback, and they had Kick and Zonka and Mercury Morris as running backs. So they had 3 running backs. They had a great quarterback, and their defense was very good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's that many iconic teams that just ran a whole table and won it all, including the championship. So, I mean, Gonzaga will be joining some rare company.
It would do. And the Dolphins, I guess they have a toast every time an unbeaten team loses, so because they still got the thing rolling.
Oh, yeah, I remember when the Patriots ran the table, and then when they finally went ahead and lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl, I think Mercury Morris had another commercial, like, Perfectville or something like that. It was crazy. I can't remember it verbatim, but it was something kooky. But
I wonder if the Lions, Cleveland already went 0-16. Yeah, so they're not the only team to go 0-16. So
I mean, now there's going to be a team that has a chance to go 0-17. I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
but I didn't think 0-16 was going to happen. But whatever. Anyway, what are you looking at tonight's game? Like, who do you got?
I don't.
I know you said Dr. Fauci. I know you said Dr. Fauci picks the underdogs.
No. Yeah, Dr. Fauci doesn't want doesn't want Gonzaga to win. But I want to see who's the best team.
Okay.
Period. So that's all I'm rooting for. But if you're holding me down and say who'd I'd rather see win, I'd rather see Gonzaga. Finish this off.
Okay.
I remember Indiana when they went unbeaten. Probably wasn't thrilled about that one because, they beat in the finals. Your Michigan Wolverines. They kicked their ass, too. It was close for a half, and then they just said, see ya, we're out of here.
Oh, Lord. Hey, we got the fish bowl going on. What's going on? Why does everyone
raise their hand around here? Go ahead.
I raise my hand so I don't interrupt the great Terry Foster.
I'm not an asshole,
blissful
dude.
Terry
I just
Foster.
let people talk.
Back on the 0-16, Terry, why didn't we have a parade for the 0-16? Browns had a parade for 0-16. Why didn't we have a parade? On Woodward?
You know why? Because it hurts too much. It hurts this fan base too much. The people here, every year, the Lions are going to be good or they're going to be competitive, and then you bring up that 0-16. There's no parade. It's a funeral. They could have a funeral procession every year to celebrate that.
That might, you know what? That's interesting. What if they did that for the Lions just for now? Each year they'll hold a mock funeral downtown every time the Lions miss the playoffs.
Right. And, you can do it New Orleans style. You can have the band, and it won't be a solemn occasion. You can have a little fun, have some drinks, some hurricanes, and some.
You know what? Woodward Sports, we got to do that. We have to have the inaugural one. Hopefully, we don't have to this year, because hopefully the Lions will make the playoffs. But if we're just going to be realistic for a moment,
they won't. No,
they won't.
No. Get Stick on the phone.
Let's
I know
start
he's
planning
busy,
this.
but get the thing rolling. Let's have a funeral procession.
Well, this could be a new winter tradition.
It'd be cold though.
Look, have you ever stood outside for the Thanksgiving parade?
I have.
It's cold as hell.
It is.
That wind. And the thing is, it's not really the temperature that's bad. It's that wind. That wind downtown is unforgiving. Slices
you in two.
Yeah. So if we can stand down there for that Thanksgiving parade, we can definitely stand out,
Now, I was spoiled. My sister-in-law, Big Pretty, had one of those brownstones right on Woodward.
Okay.
So we would watch the parade on her porch.
Oh, nice.
And I would go inside when I got cold, then go back outside. So we were spoiled.
Yeah, see, the past couple of years, well, not this year, last year, of course, but the past couple of years, I used to shoot the parade for my former employer, so I would just be walking up and down all day from like 7 a.m. until around noonish, a little bit before that, and I mean, it is cold as hell, but thankfully, it was just always some nice people out there giving me some hot cider or giving me a drink real quick.
They give you a little something. See, I had to cover the parade one year for the newspaper. Hated it. It was cold. I didn't feel like talking to anybody, and you got to talk to people if you're going to write a story. And I just wanted to be at home.
Yeah, and the dummy in me, I went one year, and I didn't bring my gloves. When I say that one of those, I can't remember the name of the coffee shop, but it couldn't open up soon enough. My hands were literally like red because I couldn't move them.
You know what? I'm proud of you. I still see 10 fingers.
Yeah.
So you didn't lose a finger to frostbite.
I really could have, because I could not move my hands. I had to stay inside that coffee shop for about good 20 minutes just to get my hands back feeling normal. It was bad. It was real bad.
Yeah. Don't do that again, man. You're a grown man now. You don't have to do that stuff.
But for tonight's game, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you. I think Gonzaga, they're gonna run the table. Drew Timmy, Jalen Suggs, and the rest of their crew. I believe that this is their year. This is such a weird year with COVID and everything as it goes. I don't think Baylor has enough. If they can't hit that 3-point shot, it's a wrap for them. They live and die
but that's
by
what
the
they
three.
do.
Yeah.
I mean, so they're probably going to get their share of 3-point shots. So Gonzaga is going to have to, go out and play some defense against these dudes.
Now, I will say this, though. Even though I am picking Gonzaga, I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did with the Michigan-UCLA game. I'm going to pick this team, but I'm going to bet this team to win, because I thought Michigan was going to beat UCLA. But I had a funny feeling. I said, let me just put some money on UCLA just because. And
well, you got 4.5 points to play with. I think that's what the spread is.
You know what? I'm gonna take Baylor, and I'm gonna take the under.
Okay. God bless you.
Yeah, I was looking on one of the sites, and I believe like 200 gets me like close to 1,000. So yeah, I might put about 100. Give me half of that.
No, you're a shooter.
Yeah,
No, don't admit it. You're a shooter.
I'm a shooter.
What's the biggest bet you ever placed on a team?
Biggest bet? See, you know what? I'm not a gambler.
Answer the question.
Okay.
I don't
75.
care.
75.
All right, 75?
Yep.
See, we're not that much different. I went 100 twice, back to back. It was probably 8 years ago. I was in Vegas. Michigan and Michigan State were both playing, And I knew they were going to beat the point spread. So I bet on Michigan State 100 and Michigan on 100. Won both.
Okay, question. Did you ever put money, place a bet and win a bet that you had no business placing that bet and had no business winning?
No, I don't do that because I hate losing. I mean, when you go to Vegas, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
But I absolutely hate it. I have my little $75 a day that I'm willing to lose. But after that, then I get pissed off and storm out. So I have to know what's going on to be able to place a bet on the team. But you know what I used to do? When I was in Vegas, I used to do parlays on teams that were I would bet against teams that were on long road trips. Mm-hmm. And they'd be like favored by 3 points. Says, oh no way they're gonna win this game. And so usually you would win. You wouldn't win all the time, but usually you would win. And then I would place bets on teams or against teams that are on in the NBA who are on their first home game after a long road trip. I knew they're going to play poorly. And then whenever you're at home, you're going to be a 3.5, 4.5 point favorite. I'd bet against them, and usually you would win.
Yeah, see, me, I did one of those bets. I placed money on a team I had no business placing. Well, I won't say place money on the team. I made a bet I had no business betting, and I ended up winning. It was this past Super Bowl. I bet that the Buccaneers would beat the Chiefs between 21 and 25 points, in between there.
How'd you get that bet?
It was just a weird line that was on the base, that was on the booking site. It says like you pick like 1 to 10 points, 15 to 20, 21 to 25, and I was just like,
so if Tampa had won by 17, you would have lost.
Yeah.
Wow, man,
they had to win exactly between 21 and 25 points, and I believe they won.
I'd never make that bet.
And they think they won by 22. So I bet.
So you must have had some insider stuff that you knew about.
You know, the only insider information I had was from a Crown and Coke, and I luckily just went ahead and got it in there. And then I'm like, I'm watching the game. I'm like, okay, they ain't gonna win this game.
So
anyway.
You didn't say, did you make some outlandish bet while you were sober?
Okay,
that's different. That's different. I have.
Okay, all right.
But that Buckbear juice was singing to me. Said, T, I know this team has no shot, but put $50 on it. What the hell? You're fine.
I was just looking at that game, and I'm like, towards the end, I'm like, hold up, this might pan out.
You sure it was Crown and Coke? Because tequila makes you do stupid stuff like that.
Hold on.
It had to be tequila. Think about what you had.
You know what?
Tequila?
Terry, you know what? You actually might be right.
Mm-hmm. I know my alcohol.
Okay, you know what? You're right. I drink Crown and Coke, but at the party I went to, he had the open bar. I did drink tequila only that night. Damn.
Yeah. A lesson for you young people out there.
Damn, you're right.
You can have your beer and your whiskey. Watch out with tequila. It makes you do stupid shit. Damn. I don't know what it is about it. It does.
I did. Yeah, I'm not even lying. I really did have tequila only that night. You're right, because what happened was I have my own tequila collection, so I had a little bit before I went there, and then I had some at the party.
You got a tequila collection.
Oh yeah,
man, you a little stronger than I thought you were.
Oh man, thing is, you can't the Patrons and all that. First off, Patron. Sorry, I hate to say it, Patron is trash. It just is. It's the worst tequila you can. If you want to spend Patron money on tequila, hit me up at the inbox. I'll point you in the right direction for whatever your price point is on tequila. But enough about the tequila. We got to get into some stuff that I really want to pick your brain about, and that is the MLB moving their All-Star game out of Georgia.
Let's hit it.
And we got to get into that in just one moment.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys and ladies. This is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking Thorogood boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
You guys are watching the Woodward Sports Network, and this is the Baligian and Bell Show. Kory Woods and Terry Foster.
I'm Sean Baligian, actually.
Oh.
No, just kidding.
Man, you got him. Hey, you did go on the floor and came back with a major tan, for real.
No, he would come back looking like a lobster. He'd be all red and everything before he turned brown.
Oh, God, here we go. But, yo, here we go for real. MLB, if you guys are living under a rock, they have taken their All-Star game out of Georgia due to the voting laws. Major League Baseball sent a warning shot to the Republicans considering new laws to restrict voting by pulling in the All-Star game out of Atlanta, and they're against the whole new election rules, which make it harder to vote in the urban areas. I have my thoughts on this, and I'll share them real quick. I'm indifferent on baseball. I'm not gonna lie. I like it, but with this move right here is gonna get me around to watching it. I love it because, frying on front, baseball never really seemed inviting to a guy like me.
Yeah, see that? Okay, this is not a baseball issue to me.
Yeah, this is a
human rights issue, and where I grew up, good. Yeah. I'm gonna watch more baseball games, and I know Donald Trump is telling supporters to boycott baseball. I'm gonna watch it 24/7 now. I'm gonna watch every fucking game I can watch. I'm gonna watch it on replay. I'm gonna watch the Tigers, and they're playing Minnesota today. I'm gonna watch it at 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and they show it again at 4 in the morning. I'm gonna be there because to me this is personal. Yeah. When I was a kid, my great-grandfather was part of the black community he had to face voter suppression. This dude had to walk down the street with the Klan throwing shit at him, trying to discourage him from voting, and Grandpappy would still vote. And I made a promise to him because he used to tell me all the stories and everything because I was too young for that. He said, "Grandson, I want you to vote in every election you can." And he said, "Here's what white people will tell you. Voting is not important, but they don't want you to vote. So in other words, it must be important." So to me, I think what happened is the Trump supporters are saying that, this election was tainted. Joe Biden didn't win. They haven't given us any proof yet. The Supreme Court has said that's not true. Even William Barr said it was BS. And that was, he kissed Trump's ass more than anybody. So when I look at these laws, it's all to suppress the black vote. Joe Biden is president because of black people. But if they kept them at home, he would not be president. And I think this is, we've been part of voter suppression for decades. Mm-hmm. And so to me, it hits close to home because my grandpappy, and the fact they don't want us to vote. We screwed up the election.
Well, hey, I'm gonna reply with some information that the MLB talked about. But if you guys are just tuning in, it's the Baligian and Bell Show. Kory Woods here with Terry Foster. We're talking about the MLB moving their All-Star game out of Georgia. And just so you guys know, reading this story, I'm gonna read an excerpt from CBS News real quick. Sorry about that. The new law regarding the voter registration and the voter suppression, the new law limited the location for drop boxes and the time voters have to request an absentee ballot. It also outlaws passing out food and water to voters within 150 feet of a polling place or within 25 feet of any voter standing in line, a particularly controversial provision as long as there are often longer lines to vote in disproportionately black precincts. And here's a statement from Rob Manfred of the the MLB commissioner. I have decided that the best way to demonstrate our values as a sport is by relocating this year's All-Star game and MLB draft. Major League Baseball fundamentally supports voting rights for all Americans and opposes restrictions to the ballot box.
You know what else they did is when you go to the black community, it's harder to vote because there's fewer precincts than there used to be. Where I live now, you can't walk to a precinct. You got to drive. Because there was elementary school that we all used to vote. They closed the elementary school, but even before they closed the elementary school, they closed it down as a precinct. You couldn't vote there anymore. Now where I live now, I live with white folks now. I can walk to 3 precincts from my house and not get tired. Just like this, number 6, number 8, and number 3. They're right there.
The precinct situation always confuses me. Like, I'm gonna just give you an example. Again, I don't know anything about politics. I don't know how the polling location is set up and all that. I don't know it. I'm just gonna be upfront. But I stay where I stay at, and literally 2 minutes walking distance is a polling location. Okay, cool. I just automatically think because I'm walking there in literally 2 minutes, that's my polling location.
No, it's somewhere else.
No, my polling location is a 6-minute drive away. That just made absolutely no sense. And then when I get there to the 6-minute drive, they're telling me that's not my location.
Right.
It's somewhere else. Now, it wasn't actually at the third spot. It was really at this spot, and we got that, situated. But it's just stuff like that. I've never had that issue happen when I was living in Ann Arbor or Ypsilanti, because the location closest to my residence was actually where I voted at. In the inner city, it was always like, hey, it was like I don't know, maybe they just decided, or they didn't put any real thought into these locations. I couldn't explain it, but it just felt like when I got to these locations that there were some voter suppression, because they did so many different things to try to get people not to vote.
Right. Because, where I vote now, even there could be 1 million people there, and you're moving quickly. Mm-hmm. These people, they have the old people in there, registering everything or whatever they do. They get you in and out. In the hood, you're gonna be in that line for an hour, if you're lucky. If you're lucky.
Yeah, I would. It's crazy. You'll be in the hood for an hour. Just off the simple fact they're not organized. They don't have all the materials. Their stuff isn't working right.
Well, they got those old ballots, man. They got the abacus in the hood, and then in the suburbs you got the punch cards, and you just go in and fill it out real quick, stick the thing in, and you're gone.
Man, so how do you think that I know you heard the term woke before.
I hate that term now.
Yeah. Do you think that Major League Baseball is now finally woke by this new move?
Baseball is woke, but I'm not going to say it, because the term woke now has been turned into a conservative term to make fun of the fact that somebody is trying to do something right by other people. So now you're woke. Now I used to use the term. Now I'm not going to use it anymore, because now I'm pissed off by hearing the term woke. Because I think what happened is this country has a certain way it wants to do things. And I'll tell you another term I hate: politically correct. Now,
I'm growing to hate that.
All right, here's what has happened in this country. When I was younger, you could call me names. You could make fun of me. You can call me any name. And you know what I had to do?
Had to eat it.
See, yep, boss, you're right. Whatever you call me, that's what I am. Now we have rights. If somebody calls me a name, I'll beat your ass. And the police might say, he was right. So now what happens are people have rights now. Women have rights where they didn't have them before. Black people have rights where they didn't before. Asians have rights when they didn't before. And now they stand up and say, I'm not taking this shit. And then people are like, well, wait a minute. You've been taking it for 80 years. What's up now? This is politically correctness. No, this is me standing up because now I got right. the same rights that you do. So what you gonna do about it? So now we're fighting.
You know what? Now you're making me hate the term woke in the whole political.
I'll make you hate a lot of stuff if you keep talking to me.
Man, you gonna turn me to the man on the lawn? Get off my lawn, guy.
Yes, I'm already get off my lawn, guy.
So, do you think that with this move that it's going to attract more? I guess you could say. I mean, hell, people of color, blacks to the baseball game just off of this move? Because do you think it makes it more inviting to the game? Like, hey, we understand how you've been disenfranchised, and we're going to do something on our end about this human rights issue.
No, because for whatever reason, black folks don't like baseball.
You know what? I used to think that too, but not too long ago, a couple was, I say about...
The old guys like it. What about the newer generation?
Well, I'll say this, about 3 4 months ago, the Players Alliance, consisting of, mainly of the black MLB players, former and current, they had an event downtown at the old Tiger Stadium, the new corner ballpark for PAL, and Cameron Maben, whose birthday it is today, he was down there.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cameron. Shout out. Thank you for the Woodward Sports shout out when he was down there. They were passing out brand new baseball equipment to the inner city youth. Now, I'm thinking like, oh, well, this is about to be a flop. I mean, who the hell plays baseball in the inner city? And to my surprise, it was a lot of black kids out there with getting the new bats. They were excited. And it took me aback. Now, some of them were in college, but there were a lot of younger ones there.
But not as many as there would have been 30 or 40 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
And now, here's the thing I still hear from black kids who play baseball. When they go home, their friends make fun of them. And they say baseball is not a black sport. How did baseball become not a black sport? That kills me. You had Jackie Robinson, you had the Negro Leagues, no, it's not hockey. Okay, yeah, we don't play hockey.
I get it, but not saying that it's right, but I get it. And at least from my generation, it's just like, you don't see that many black baseball players get that reach that pinnacle or that status. Like, I mean, you can name a Jordan, when I was growing up, you could name Jordan, Shaq, Penny, T-Mac, Kobe, all of them. Baseball, Griffey, Barry Bonds, for that were like cool, inviting to me. It was...
Look here in Detroit. What black players from America on the Tigers do we have that are cool? That you follow, that you like, this is my man. So when I grew up, we had Willie Horton, because he was a star on the team. Wasn't the star. I was Al Kaline, but Willie Horton was our guy. Gates Brown, because Gates Brown, whenever he walked up in a pinch hit situation, it seemed like he got a base hit. We had Earl Wilson, who was a pitcher that won 20 games. So even though at that time, the Tigers were accused of, if you got 3 brothers on the team, one of them got traded. If you could have no more than 3. So if you got the 4th, one of those brothers was going to be traded or released or something. That's pretty much what happened. But we still had our heroes. And you look today,
it's not. It's just there are no guys. It's the game. The NBA and the NFL. They've done a great job of marketing their game to the inner city, making it inviting for people for people of color. MLB, they just have not done a great job of it. Now, I do think that they're going to step up their efforts. I truly do believe that, just based off of what I personally saw at the Players Alliance event. I got to speak to Al Avila and the Tigers VP Lops, and he's kind of echoed the same thing about them trying to make the game more inviting to the inner city, and they have a few things going on their end that he couldn't speak of that they're gonna do, but that's just really it. Like, baseball is, they don't invite, it doesn't appeal to me.
And when you look at the history of the Tigers was bad too with black people. My grandfather, who told me about the voting suppression, he always sat in the lower deck bleachers because that's the only place he was comfortable in. Because if he tried to go up the first or third baseline, he'd be called all kinds of names, and so he didn't feel comfortable. So that's where he sat for games. The other thing is we had a situation here in Detroit when I was younger that, at Tiger Stadium you had Polish night, you had Muslim night. They wanted to have an African American night, and Jim Campbell, who was the GM, he pitched a bitch and said, "No, y'all don't come to our games, so we're not going to have a night for you." That's because we didn't come to your games because we don't feel comfortable. Make us feel comfortable. So the Tigers' history hasn't been good with black folks.
Now, I mean, they already got a stain on there. I think they already got a stain on the Tigers already with Ty Cobb as it is. So
yeah,
I think that's just a trickle down effect from that, or what?
I just think things were different. That the thinking was backwards. My joy in life is that there is a younger generation. My generation fucked up. We hate each other, we fight each other, and we're not budging.
Stuck in the ways.
Yeah, we're stuck in our ways, and that's the way it is. Younger people, at least you can have a conversation. I say, hey, I didn't think about that. You might be right.
Yeah, I will say that we're at least, we don't run from the conversation. We may not agree on it, but we don't run from the conversation. I try to speak to somebody older, of my race or of a different race. They just it's just they run away from.
Do you want to see a white guy run a 10-second 100-yard dash?
How?
Bring up race. Man, they're the fuck out of here. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to deal with it. It's like, why you always bring this up? They're out of here.
It's just weird. I've always found that weird that they'll say with black people, it's always with you guys, it's always about race. Well, how the fuck can it not be about always about race on some shit?
Right.
Like it's hard to avoid it. I mean, shit, I didn't ask to be disenfranchised because I was born black. I mean,
yeah.
It's like they fought. It's like I'm just speaking from my perspective. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm at fault because I'm born with one strike just because of my skin color.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't make these rules. You may not have made the rules, but your grandfather and your great grandfather.
That's right. My black friends get pissed at me because I told them I had lunch in Howell. They said, dude,
say you a brave man.
No, they said you can do that because people know who you are. We can't do shit like that. But you can go parade up there and have a hamburger and a beer and nobody messes with you. In fact, they probably came up to you and slapped you on the back, which they did. But we can't do that.
I think I was, I can't remember where I was driving to. It was Michigan State. My grandma might have had it wrong, whatever. I don't know the roads like that. But I was like, yeah, I'm about to go up to Michigan State real quick for something. She was like, don't you got to drive past Howell?
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, yeah. She was like, well, make sure you got a full tank. Because you said, I'm like, what you mean? Well, we got to stop off for the gas anywhere. We ain't going to see you again.
Well, they were nervous about me going to Central Michigan and beautiful Mount Pleasant. I said, I'm going to be good. They said, okay, don't step foot off that campus because you never know what's going to happen. I said, oh, I'm good. Oh, yeah, I didn't have, thankfully at Ann Arbor, well, in eastern Michigan, didn't have those issues. Even when I crossed over to Ann Arbor, didn't have those issues, thankfully. But I want to get into some Lions talk. Jeff Okudah decided to change his jersey number from number 30 to number 23, previously worn by big play Darius Slay and Michael Jordan.
Oh, well.
Do you know why guys wear 24?
I mean, again, if I have to speak from my generation, I'm gonna say Griffey, but I'm pretty sure it's somebody well before that.
Because it's one higher than Michael Jordan. I'm going to be better than Michael Jordan, so I'm picking 24.
Wonder if that's why Kobe, rest in peace. I know he said he wore it for a different reason, but I still
but
think
didn't quite work out for most people.
Yeah, he was close. But
you know what? Numbers don't mean anything to me. I think Okudah's going to be better this year because he's going to have coaching that he believes in. Mm-hmm. He's got another year under his belt. But is he going to be great? No. And when you pick somebody third, that person has to be great. Yeah. That person has to be borderline Hall of Fame, or at the maybe not Hall of Fame, but somebody that you consider to be a Pro Bowler.
No. You told me I'm being too nice about it. I got to call you out on this. When you draft a cornerback, you draft a cornerback, specifically that position at number 3, that guy has to be Hall of Fame.
Did you know how I get myself out of this?
How? It's
the Lions. Dude, it's the Lions, brother.
All right, we're gonna stay on Okudah. We gotta. I have some thoughts about that. Jeff Okudah, the Lions. Is he the replacement for Darius Slay? We're gonna get right into that in just one moment.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial, and at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Happy Easter Monday, everybody. It's MyBookie. That's where you can go to bet on all the games on Easter Monday and for March Madness. So your bracket's busted? Well, they're never busted when you bet with MyBookie. They have all the games. You can bet anywhere you want. Parlay, straight, against the spread. They have thousands of lines and prop bets on all the games. Do yourself a favor. Get a head start by signing up today with the promo code Woodward, and they will match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000. That's free cash credited to your account instantly on top of your deposit. The best part is you always have access to the action whether you're at home or on the go. Visit the website online or on your phone at mybookie.ag and use promo code Woodward to grab yourself a deposit bonus. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Back to the awesome Woodward Sports Show, Bell and Baligian with Kory, Woods, and Terry Foster.
It's Kory E. Woods. Respect this man.
All right, Kory E. Woods.
Hey, right. Either one works out. This man, Fish, you killed the first one. You knocked out the second one. You are a quick learner, man.
Hustle and flow.
Hustling.
That's who he is.
Hey, that's got to. Okay, Terry, is that gonna be his new name? Hustle and Flow.
He should be. He's the dude on Hustle and Flow. You got to watch the movie. I'm telling you.
I will.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into staying on Jeff Okudah. You've covered the misery of that is the Detroit Lions for a long time. Do you think that Jeff Okudah is going to be the Darius Slay replacement? I mean, he essentially was.
No. See, I feel sorry for Jeff Okudah because here's what's going to happen to him. He's never going to live up to that number 3 pick. For instance, Hackinson. He's pretty good, but here's his problem. He was picked in the first round by the Lions, and so no matter what he does, we're going to say he shouldn't have picked a tight end that high.
Yeah.
So Okudah is going to fall under that same umbrella. Eric Ebron dropped passes, but he was never going to work out here because he was too weak to get past all the people on Twitter, all the people on Facebook saying, you shouldn't have been drafted in the first round. So I think that affected his game here. He was never going to work out in Detroit. Now, he might work out in Indy or he might work out somewhere else, but never here because he was too concerned about what we had to say. Mm-hmm. And so it affected his game. Okudah, even if he's Darius Slay light or almost as good as Darius Slay, we're going to look at his mistakes, which is going to happen when you're a corner in the NFL. We're going to look at the big plays he's going to give up. So he's never going to live up to that number 3 pick. So, no, he's always going to be the fuck up, no matter what he does. Why the Lions pick him at number 3.
And you know what? I'm not even mad at the idea of getting Okudah. I always felt that the Lions, they needed a cornerback, but him at that number?
I know, but you know what they could have done? They could have dropped down to 10 and still got him.
I truly think so.
Yeah.
I'm looking at both of their stats, so here we go. Darius Slay's first year with the Lions, his rookie season, he played 13 games, started in 4 of them. He had 27 tackles. 5 and 5 pass deflections, no picks. Jeff Okudah, played 9 games, had 6 starts, had 41 tackles, and 1 pick and 2 pass deflections. So, in a lesser amount of games, he had a little bit of a better rookie season than stat wise. Eyeball.
It wasn't good.
He was getting smoked like a Lucy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were abusing him out there.
I think that he's not going to be a Darius Slay replacement, but I do think that he will be a significant piece to the Lions secondary. I think that Aaron Glenn coming in is going to help him out a lot. Just judging off of the social media response, both of them look like they are looking forward to working with each other over the this coming season. So I'm looking for a big year out of Okudah. Hopefully he's able to play on 17 games now. And
now you're looking for a big year. Is there going to be a big year where we don't make fun of him? Big year, or what's your definition of a big year?
My definition of a big year is, of course, one, we don't make fun of him this year and make fun of the pick. I believe that he's going to have a bounce back year because it's really the ceiling is already low.
Yeah, all you got to do is stand up and it's going to be a bounce back year. Not saying it's going to be great.
I'm going to give him somewhere like hopefully around a couple of picks, 2-3 picks. I'm going to cap it out at 3. Anything above that is just like, okay, where are you seeing this from? I believe he can be a factor because the talent was there. We've seen it at Ohio State. I just feel that it goes to what Aaron Glenn said. That defense, it's not necessarily they were missing the pieces, but they lacked the confidence. And I believe that with this new coaching regime that is coming in right now, they will be able to instill the confidence in these players that is needed to keep up with this culture shift that Dan Campbell, Sheila Ford, Brad Holmes, the whole gang that they're producing right now.
And Okudah may not be that bad. Now, when you have that soft defense that Matt Patricia liked, where his philosophy is, okay, they're going to move the ball on us, but they're going to make a mistake. Well, teams weren't making mistakes against the Lions. They were scoring in there. So when you have a defense like that, what's the opposing quarterback doing? Surveying the field, patting the ball. If you get a quarterback patting the ball, you're done.
Oh, Lord.
Because that means he's got time. He's comfortable back there. He's having like a sandwich. No matter who you are, you can put Richard Sherman back there. He's going to get blitzed. You got to put in this league, it's so simple. You got to create turnovers, and you got to make the opposing quarterback uncomfortable. Lions didn't either. They're like, all right, we're gonna play as strong as we can on defense. We're gonna let him do his thing. He'll make a mistake.
Yeah.
At some point, and then we'll take advantage of it, but people weren't making mistakes. And here's the other thing that happens to the Lions, and this is me dealing with that locker room. These players, every time there's a new defensive coordinator, a new coach, these players are told, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to let you dudes go. And so the players are all fired up. They say, yeah, coach came in and said, we're going to go in there, kick some ass. We're going to attack their quarterback. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're all about. And then 4 weeks later, you're like, okay, where's all this aggressive stuff? And usually what happens, the coaches back off and say, okay, we don't have talent here. I don't feel comfortable with them being aggressive, so they back off. And then the defensive players get pissed. Because if you're a defensive player, you want to attack. You want to knock somebody out. Now, there was one coach in my Lions history that didn't do that, and that was John Tierlink.
I've never heard of that name.
He was the defensive line coach.
Mm-hmm.
And Tierlink, his thing was crush, kill, destroy. And so, in fact, he played a little game. He would make cutouts on paper of all the opposing quarterbacks. If you sacked him, he would paste it on your locker. You know, you got Aaron Rodgers twice, or you got Brett Favre 3 times. So there'd be like 3 cutouts of Brett Favre because you sacked him 3 times. He wanted to motivate players to attack the quarterback. It's the only dude that did that. Everybody else is, let's bend, but don't break. We'll be fine.
Now, I said what I expected from Okudah as far as his numbers. I think he's going to get more tackles, a couple of picks in there. I believe he's going to improve in his awareness and his IQ out there on the field. What are you expecting from Okudah this upcoming season?
I expect him to be a little bit better than mediocre. I think we'll look at him and say, you know what, decent cornerback. Wouldn't have picked him at 3.
Yeah,
but the dude's not bad. He's not great.
He's not bad,
but he's not bad. And that's not good enough when you pick a guy 3rd.
It's really not. I mean, again, you're picking a cornerback that high. You're looking for a generational talent. If you guys are just now tuning in, this is the Woodward Sports Network. You're watching or listening to Baligian and Bell. I'm Kory Woods right here with Terry Foster. And also, if you guys want to call in, the number is 313-552-6322.
We got a number?
We can take calls.
Somebody
now.
can call?
Yep, 313-552-6322. Go ahead and dial in, chat with us, and we'll love to hear from you guys. But Lions, even though there's the rumors that they might trade. Right now, they still have the number 7th overall pick. Now, I'm of the mindset that I would like them to trade back and get more, trade back later in the draft and then get more draft capital. But let's just say they stick at the number 7 pick. Which pick would make you mad if the Lions took this guy?
Let me see.
While you're thinking, I'll name mine. The Detroit Lions. I want you guys to look right here at me. If you, for any reason, Brad Holmes, John Dorsey, whoever is making this call, if for any reason the Detroit Lions draft Patrick Surtain, I will go down to Ford Field with a brick and I would knock out as many windows as I can until DPD takes me in.
Okay, why would you be mad at that pick?
For one, even though they need corners, they have so many other positions they need to address. Patrick Surtain, as good as he is, I don't believe he's a number 7 overall pick. I believe where he's slated right now at number 10 for Dallas, for specifically Dallas. That is who they need. That is the perfect fit for them. I believe that there are other areas that the Lions need to address, and going back-to-back years on a corner, not cool. If they made a draft last year, like getting a Justin Herbert or somebody else other than
now, the guy you want is the guy that will cause the riot in Detroit, and that's Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts would cause the riot in Detroit only because people are so fixated on TE, tight end. It's like they can't get their brain around the fact that, hey, he's listed as a tight end, but you can move him anywhere. He can be the wide receiver. I think that is why it will be a riot, because people are saying they don't need to draft another tight end. They need to go ahead and if they're gonna get somebody a wide receiver, they need to get Jamar Chase. But this
you know
guy,
what you do?
What?
You draft him and say the Detroit Lions select wide receiver Kyle Pitts. Most of the people, they say, okay, that's cool. They got a wide receiver. They didn't get a tight end because they don't know what's going on here.
And just if we're being real, if they're gonna draft a wide receiver, somebody that's gonna catch the ball, I just think it's Kyle Pitts, and everyone else is Kyle is here. Kyle Pitts is up here for me. Then as far as wide receivers, tight ends, and everybody else is like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. It's he's up there. He's up there that high for me. I think that if the Lions make the mistake of passing on him, if he's there, they're going to miss out on the generational talent.
What if they trade down and get one of the other wide receivers you're not quite as in love with, and then get some other assets? Would you be okay with that?
Hell yes. I would love it.
That's what should happen.
I would love it because again, I brought it up, and I got to credit Scott Bischoff for this because he's the one who brought me around to this guy, and I'm looking at the tape, looking at the numbers, and I'm like, I kind of like this guy. Getting a Terrace Marshall in the second round for the wide receiver out of LSU, I would definitely love if the Lions could go ahead and steal him. I think the guy ran a 4.38. He's good hands. Not a small receiver. The Lions can address other areas in the draft while still getting that dynamic receiver because there's a lot of great receivers in the draft. It's just that, of course, there's the top tier ones. But
right.
I mean,
Lions don't have wide receivers right now.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they got Brashard Perryman and Tyrell Williams.
Okay, let's be for real.
All right. I thought you would have been high. You're not high on Brett Perriman's son coming to play for the Lions?
He's decent. Now I got into a battle with his father.
Oh, this should
Brett.
be good.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But we ended up being friends.
Okay.
What happened was I came in the locker room. Brett Perriman was bitching about not getting enough balls. They were playing at Tampa. So he was like, man, I should get some more balls. Meanwhile, they had Herman Moore. He was the guy. Herman was getting, I think that was the year he had 107 or 108 catches or whatever. So Brett was like, he really wanted to go to Florida and beat Tampa. So I wrote a column, give Brett the ball. He's earned it. He's a good receiver. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, they go to Tampa. They're trailing by like 3 or 4 points. The Lions got the ball. So there's a pass I think it was a slant pass to Brett Perriman. Catches it. Takes a couple steps. He fumbles.
Oh.
Tampa takes over. Runs out the clock. So after the game, there were some Lion fans there, and they were throwing fruit and vegetables at the Lion players as they walked off the field. So I put in my column that angry Lion fans were throwing fruit and vegetables at Lion players as they walked off the field. I said most of those pieces of fruit and vegetables should have been directed at Brett Perriman. He didn't like it. He thought I sold him out to die. So we get into a big argument. So now this dude is going to get his boys from Miami to come up and kick my ass. And so I'm like,
oh, crap, you done have Brett Perriman put a hit out on you?
Yeah. So I said, let him come up. I got my boys from Detroit. I'll bet on Detroit ahead of Miami.
Oh, so, yeah, all day. If it came down to it, definitely be picking Detroit.
Now, meanwhile, I had no boys who were going to do that, but I said I would.
You gotta sell it.
Gotta sell it.
You can find them. You'll find somebody in Detroit to do something just off the. Hey, I'm getting disrespected by these guys in Florida. Where are they at? Let's kick their ass.
Yeah, Florida. What's Florida?
Yeah.
Scared of that.
But let's get back into this Final Four in just one moment. We're gonna talk about Miley Cyrus at the Final Four.
I like Miley Cyrus.
Look, I'm indifferent on her. We'll get into that in just one moment.
Northwestern Tech started a career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. Back to the wonderful Terry Foster and Kory E. Woods.
Okay, so Miley, you know what? When I knew I was gonna come up here today, I knew I was gonna be talking with you. The last thing I expected to hear was to know that we're going to talk about Miley Cyrus. Didn't expect that at all. Nonetheless, here we are. Miley Cyrus. She was covering Queen at the NCAA tournament, Final Four concert.
Right.
I don't really have any thoughts on Miley Cyrus, to be quite honest. I'm shocked she's still relevant in music in just general, because for a while she was, those Disney kids just they all go a little.
But she's used drugs though, so that makes her relevant.
True.
Right.
I mean, because those outside of maybe I would say not almost lied and said Lindsay Lohan.
Do you know her Disney name?
Huh?
Do you know what character she was when she was a Disney kid?
Oh yeah, Hannah Montana.
Just want to make sure.
I mean, yeah, she was.
My kids loved Hannah Montana, so I had to watch that show 5 days a week.
Yeah, I think out of the Disney kids, I think the only one who didn't really lose their shit is freaking Hilary Duff. She's out of the famous one. She's lived a pretty normal life by Disney kid standards.
Right.
What you got, Fish?
She also did the Super Bowl pregame for TikTok.
That's right.
Does anybody watch that?
Well, you had to have TikTok.
Everybody's got TikTok.
So that's what she did. She did the Super Bowl pregame on TikTok.
So did you not like the performance? I liked it. It was a medley of songs, and I loved her little outfit.
It was cool.
The black and gold. Now, you know those boots? Those boots probably cost $8,000.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that whole outfit she may have had on cost about a good couple, upwards of 12, 15, just off of how much money she has.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't really have, like I said, it's Miley Cyrus. It's cool, but you're at you got to watch a big sporting event, and they say, hey, you get to pick. First off, let me just ask you. All the major sporting events, World Series, NBA Finals, All-Star games, all that. Right. Which is your favorite spectacle of all of them?
Super Bowl.
Okay. You get to pick. Not your favorite one that you've seen. You get to pick. Terry Foster gets to pick who performs at the Super Bowl halftime show. Who are you picking?
The guys I'd pick are all dead.
Hey, that's fine. Dead or alive.
I go Prince. But we have to revive him. So now you want somebody current.
Hey, either one. I'm thinking because Prince is just a GOAT just off of doing Purple Rain during a rainstorm. Yeah. That was just badass. But if you got a live person alive.
Yeah, I got him. I'm trying to think of his name.
Okay.
He's a rapper. My son loves him.
You know any kind of song, how it go?
Big Sean, Poa Frost.
No. Oh, what's his name?
Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole.
He dated one of the Kardashians.
I mean, hold on, that's every rapper, damn it.
And he wears braids.
That's every rapper, damn it.
He's skinny. What's his name? Let me.
Skinny rapper that dated the Kardashians with braids.
He played Travis Scott. That's it.
Oh, I mean, it's hard to keep up with, I mean, it's hard to keep up with the Kardashians, man. They've done more damage to black men than the KKK.
I know.
I'm saying.
Or you can look at it that they've uplifted more black men than Pat Riley.
Okay, maybe my Kardashian reference was wrong, but y'all know what I meant by it. Just the Kardashians, they're. Oh,
how did they get so big?
I mean, mama, the shows.
Okay, but they got billion-dollar makeup industries. People watch their stupid little.
They got in that reality. They got in that reality lane. I'm gonna be honest. They were known, but I think they're real. I hate to say it. Their fame took off when that Kim Kardashian Ray J tape came out.
Oh, that was it.
That's what skyrocketed Kim into pop culture, because before that,
I think she's cute.
Kim don't do it for me.
You don't think she's cute? Is she ugly?
She's not ugly. She's just like, okay, she's not an ugly woman. Kim Kardashian's not an ugly woman, but she doesn't do it for me. Like, when I see Kim Kardashian, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so bad. No, she don't do it for me. Just like,
now, I didn't say she was fine. I said I think she's pretty. Fine and pretty are two different things.
Okay, she's pretty.
Okay,
she's pretty. I mean, but if she wasn't Kim Kardashian, I wouldn't look like, oh, like, oh, she's cute.
Would you hit it?
I don't like fake bodies.
So that's a no.
That's a no.
Okay.
That's a no.
I would.
I mean, hey, most of our community has anyway, so why not be a number? But for me, seeing somebody perform at the Super Bowl, in fact, first I'm gonna go deceased and alive, dead. I gotta go MJ, Michael Jackson.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking between Prince and Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think that Michael. First off, I don't know if Michael will be able to finish his set. It seemed like all the older videos I've ever watched of Michael at a concert, he just stands on stage for about 5 minutes and they got to get the ambulances. Like, I've never seen a dude have people pass out before he sings a damn lyric. Like, and I'm talking about not just women. I'm seeing grown men pass out. Like, what? His aura is that real? But this off of his hits, stage presence, showmanship. I believe that Michael Jackson would definitely do his damn thing. Alive right now, I'm gonna go two people. I would like to see them do a joint concert. Hopefully, I would like to see Anderson .Paak. I think he would be awesome, and I would like to see her. I've seen her play live at the Royal Oak Music Theater, and she was sick during her performance. She told us, like, during midway, she's like midway through the performance, she's like, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm not really feeling that well. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Did she still tear it up, though?
No, this is what threw me off.
No, I'm saying, but did she still tear it up?
Oh, she killed it.
Okay, all right.
She killed it, but but that's what threw me off. It was just like, wait a minute. You're sick? And you're giving us this kind of show? Mm-hmm. I don't know what the hell would you sound like if you were 100% great, because that to me, as far as her singing, her playing the instruments, and her presence, that was probably the best R&B concert I've been to. Okay, hands down. And I believe she would show out on a live show too, because she can sing and play all those instruments at once, and that musicianship kind of like what made me stay up and watch the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire. That musicianship, you don't see it.
Were you dancing, or were you laying down and watching the concert?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
I was just sitting down, had
chilling out,
had a little adult beverage, and just
all right,
it vibing.
You know what musician I don't get?
What?
Pink. I just don't understand how she could be popular.
Her first album was not bad. It was a little. She was more R&B.
Okay, not bad is not blowing up, brother.
Okay, here's the thing. She came at a time when people were starting to kind of move away from R&B and go more pop, because Pink was R&B when she started out. Then she kind of migrated to the pop, because she was signed to, if I'm not mistaken, she was signed to Babyface and L.A. Reid.
Okay.
So,
I tell you who else sucks as musicians. Anybody that appears on Saturday Night Live is terrible. They had this, I don't know who she was. They had this woman last week, some goofy little dun 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 song. I'm like, I don't even want to hear this song. And then they have the comedy, and this is, now our musical guest tonight is going to be the Bullfrogs, and they stink.
Oh God. Hey, Fish, what you got?
Terry Foster, they're probably nervous. Probably their first time on Saturday Night Live. You're not going to give them a pass?
Well, don't go on Saturday Night Live until you're ready. Now, you don't see me going on there. I know I'm on a bomb, no matter what I do.
Is there one Super Bowl performance? What is the one Super Bowl performance that you absolutely hated? Or you know what? Take it off Super Bowl performance. Of the big major spectacles when they have somebody perform in sporting events, name one performance that you hated.
I usually don't hate. I don't really remember them.
Mm-hmm.
I just watch the concert, enjoy it or not enjoy it, and just move on. Maybe I don't know. Our Canadian friends are gonna be mad. Probably Nickelback. I'm like, I don't want to see this.
I think I feel safe agreeing with a lot of people that I think I feel safe speaking for a lot of people when I say all Nickelback slander is warranted. It just is. For
Didn't
me,
Vanilla Ice do a Super Bowl performance? He lip sync and he was way off balance.
And if he did, that was before my time. We can stick. I mean, I'm not stick. Lil Fish. Hey, you know what? You should be called Lil Stick. But Fish. But Fish, fact check that. Fact check that for me. But man, I'm trying to think. The one performance that I did hate. You know, I won't say I hated it. I didn't understand it. Lady Gaga's Super Bowl performance, it was just weird.
But she's weird.
Yeah, she like jumped off of a stage. She jumped off of like something real high and just disappeared out of nowhere. I'm just like, where the hell did she go?
You know, she's got to do things different because she's got her little monsters and she wants to appeal to alternative audiences and stuff like that. So she's got to be weird. If she wasn't weird, then it wouldn't be Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
What color was her hair during that performance?
I think she was like a blonde or a platinum, something kooky. One of my favorites that I've seen recently for a Super Bowl performance would be Bruno Mars. I thought that he did an exceptional job.
Yeah, he kills it.
Yeah, he kills anything that he touches. I know my lady friends, they feel that the Super Bowl halftime just needs to be Beyonce every single year.
Yeah, that could work. And Beyonce, you know, she might be too mainstream now.
I mean, I don't even want to. I'm not a big Beyonce fan. It's just kind of
now,
like.
do you not like her music?
I liked her first album. I haven't liked her music in about in a long time.
Okay, is Beyonce fine or not fine?
She's cute.
Okay.
She has a body. Like, can't take that away from her. But
would you hit it?
Okay, Beyonce, yeah.
Okay,
that's natural.
I just wanna make sure.
Yeah. Beyonce is a different story because that's a woman.
Do you know who I like? Do you know who I liked in that group?
Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly Rowland.
I mean, Kelly to me the baddest one of the group to me.
I knew she wasn't gonna blow up like Beyonce, but that was the one I was attracted to at the beginning.
The Beyonce to me, she was like out of that group of their original group, she was like third for me. It was Kelly, LaToya, Beyonce, and I do know the other girl named Latavia. Because I know music, but yeah.
I have no idea who the fourth one was.
Exactly. Nobody really remembers her. I just don't remember.
Just call her Sandy. For the hell of it.
It's Latavia, but Sandy sounds so much funnier. But yeah, LaToya, you could argue LaToya may be finer than Kelly. They're neck and neck. Beyonce is like, under them. But yeah, let's get into this final. Are there gonna be any performances tonight? Anybody doing anything tonight, Fish? You know anybody?
Probably not, because I think what happened is there's such a gap between the first and second game in the semifinals that they had to have something there. You can't have Charles Barkley talking for 2 hours.
Oh, that would be
so they had to have some musical group. I bet you tonight they just play the game, crown the champion, and we move on.
Think it's just gonna be like,
yeah,
straight to it.
Yeah.
All right. That would be that kind of suck. I mean, you're gonna have.
Don't you just want to see the game?
Yeah, But
But you got to be entertained. That's right. You one of those young people. I need bells and whistles.
I need it all, especially during this COVID time. Give me something. But speaking of Charles Barkley, did you see his comments?
He's always saying something. Which ones was? Oh, I think yes, I did.
Yeah, about the the politicians and the Democrats and whatnot.
Right.
What did you think about that? Oh, you know what? Before I get into it,
okay,
I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back up for everybody. If you didn't catch what Charles Barkley said over the weekend, he called out politicians for stoking racial tensions and trying to divide the people. Here's what he said verbatim. Hold on. I think most white people and black people are great people. I really believe that in my heart. But I think our system is set up where our politicians, whether they are Republicans or Democrats, are designed to make us not like each other so they can keep their grasp of their money and power. They divide and conquer. We're so stupid following our politicians, whether they're Republican or Democrats, and their only job is, hey, let's make people not like each other. We don't live in their neighborhoods. We all got money. Let's make the whites and blacks not like each other. Let's make rich people rich. Let's make rich people and poor people not like each other. Let's scramble the middle class. I truly believe that in my heart.
I don't think politicians want you to hate each other, but I think politicians, it's almost like a cult.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to follow me. I want you to support me. We don't like these people over here, so we're gonna let them go. And no matter what they say, it's not my problem.
How do you now? It's been a big thing over the past couple of years that I know it really kicked off in a bigger fashion where I think there was the Fox host, I forget her name, Laura Ingraham.
Yeah.
She told LeBron to shut up and dribble, which was pretty much the highlight of her career.
That pissed me off.
Yeah. So, and it definitely pissed me off too. My question is, how do you feel about athletes like Barkley bringing politics into sports? Like, do you feel like there's a place for it, or it's always been there?
No, let him roll. Let a man say what he's got to say, because we are all United States citizens, first of all, and things that happen affect us all. And so if it makes you angry or it inspires you to say something, I'm all for it. Because throughout my career in sports, I would try to comment about things besides the Lions and the Pistons and stuff. I was basically told to shut up and just stick to sports, which pissed me off, because a plumber can say whatever he wants. But because I'm a sports writer, I'm supposed to just stick to sports. That used to anger me.
You know what? I want to get into more on that, because I have a couple of follow-up questions to that, because that is an important topic that I really want to do a quick deep dive in, and we're going to get into that in just one moment.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Hall Financial interest rates have started to fluctuate, so now is the time to call Hall Financial. You don't know what is going to happen, so be smart and make the call now while rates are low, because you could start saving money. Hall Financial is fast, and they do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to. Go to davidhallmortgage.com now to get started. Hall Financial, lower payments, better options, more personal attention. Back to the awesome Kory Woods and Terry Foster.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of the Woods and Foster Takeover. We are filling in for Baligian and Bell today while they are out handling what they got to handle. So
I think they went on vacation together to the Swiss Alps.
Hey, man, they just went ahead and just...
So we out.
We out, B. So we were just, before we went to the break, we were talking about, politics and sports and the place for it, and about how you said you were kind of encouraged not to discuss these issues?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got that from the public all the time. You step one step outside of sports, some people tell you, shut up. Mm-hmm. I just want to hear sports from you. Meanwhile, they can go on Twitter, Facebook, letters to the editor, and say whatever they want. But because of my profession, I wasn't allowed to say what I want. And then athletes, they tell them to shut up too. So to me, it's a society of I can say what I want, but you keep your damn mouth shut.
Why do you? I just don't understand it. Like, what type of mentality where do you think that comes from? Where it's just like athletes are like all they know is sports. Like they can't formulate a thought or an opinion on anything else.
Because one, I don't think people respect their opinion. They're like possessions. This is my Chauncey Billups. This is my Jeff Okudah. This is my Matthew Stafford. You belong to me. I don't want you talking about stuff that I'm not interested in. So shut up. So it would make, and then there's the other, on the flip, when people turn on their little sports, that's all they want to hear is sports. They don't want to deal with anything else. They don't want to deal with the real world. That's why they're not watching Fox or CNN at the time. Mm-hmm. I can't process two things at once. Or I don't want to process two things at once. So it's selfish, which is fine. I mean, you could be selfish, but sometimes people want to get things off their chest. Sometimes people want to change the world. Mm-hmm. And then there's others just, hey, not interested. Not today. Not any day.
Yeah, see, the one thing that I always find weird is just like they want these, it's like you just kind of, like you just said, you kind of summed it up. Athletes are just possessions to them. Like it's really, you do only this, and you step out of line, then I'm gonna threaten you with trading you, releasing you out your contract. It's just like it's like they want athletes to be robots.
Right. So, but you know what? Michael Jordan said, "You want me to be a robot? That's what I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna speak up about anything. I'm not gonna speak out." Republicans buy gym shoes too. So everybody liked Michael Jordan. LeBron James speaks out on stuff. LeBron James is like, hey, I'm LeBron James. I can say whatever I want. That's why people don't like him. Now, I'll give Stick and Maz credit. They don't like him because he's a bad general manager. Yeah. They don't like him because I'm trying to win a championship with Miami. Now I'm going to win one with Cleveland. Now I'm going to go to L.A. Mm-hmm. To their credit, it's not because of what he says that they don't like him. They just don't like the way he comports himself as far as an athlete is concerned. But there's some people that don't like LeBron James. There's a lot of people that don't like LeBron James because he's woke. And we talked about that earlier. Because LeBron will speak on whatever he wants, whenever he wants. And these people, I'm sure they brought it up to him. Well, Michael Jordan wasn't like that. Well, I'm not Michael Jordan. God bless him.
I've just happened to see that, let's just get all the way real with it. As every time I watch these type of scenarios of politics and sports being infused together with these type of statements, it always seems like the black athlete is the one who was told to just shut up and go mind their business. Like they cannot formulate a thought. They can't have an opinion on it. All they're supposed to do is just go do this. What do you know? Where are your credentials? And to your point, like you said, the plumber can talk about the truck driver. The mailman can talk about what's going on in the world, but because you're a basketball player, you don't know what's going on in the world. You don't have a place to talk about these issues. And it's like, why is that?
Well, I tell you what, here's a big reason. Because the public believes they have the ultimate stranglehold on an athlete. I pay your salary. I buy tickets. I watch the games. I buy the products that you endorse, so I'm paying your salary, so shut up. And, you know, most athletes shut up. They're like, you know what? They're right. LeBron James doesn't.
I think it's because LeBron James can afford to.
He can.
Most athletes can't.
Right. And plus, he's different. You know, he came up with the school, and he's trying to do things, and, you know, we're all made up differently. But, yeah, a lot of these athletes make good money, but they know if they speak out, they're going to lose a lot of money. They don't want to because they have a small opportunity to earn millions. Once you step away from the game, we don't care about you anymore.
Is there one athlete that you've seen in your time of covering all the sports that socially stuck his foot in his mouth so bad that he couldn't recover from it?
I would say Charles Barkley, but he recovered.
Okay.
Charles Barkley would just say just dumb stuff. He didn't care, but he's so lovable that he was able to survive it. I'm trying to think who else. I can't think of others that just offhand, but I'm sure there's others who, you know, they were probably so afraid to say anything they didn't step into that. They didn't step into that lane to piss people off. Because when you go in the locker room, athletes are pissed about a lot of things, but they won't say anything. I remember when I was in Dallas, not in Dallas, I was in Atlanta, and so I wrote a column saying that I didn't like the fact that we were working in a building that flew the Confederate flag. So I led a walkout of 150 journalists, and so I asked some of the members of the Dallas Cowboys, and one of them was Nate Newton, to comment, and they wouldn't do it. They said, nah, you know, I'm just here to play ball. I don't want to piss off my fan base. So they wouldn't say anything about it. So
that to me is just...
and meanwhile, away from me, they're talking about the same issue, like how it pissed them off, they didn't like it and everything. Publicly, not going to go there.
That sucks. I really hate that, but hey, that's the world that we live in right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and pivot, talk about something a little bit happier, a little bit more fun.
All right, make it smile.
Yeah, make it smile as we go ahead and as we head into the final stretch of the show. Opening day.
Yes.
We Woodward Sports took over downtown Detroit. Wasn't much fanfare in the streets, but at the Brass Rail Pizza Bar we had it going, and I got a bone to pick with you, man.
Because I left?
No. See, it's bigger than just leaving. It's bigger than just leaving. So
I was trying to get you to Avalon Bakery, and you're like hemming and hawing. No, I got to drink. I got to do this. I'm like, you don't want to do anything.
I was hemming and hawing, but until one point, hold on, what you got, Fish?
No, you can keep going.
Okay, so I was hemming and hawing. Not gonna lie, I was, because you know what happened to me that morning? That damn laptop light discombobulated me and threw my whole morning off because it was just shining in my eyes, and it just made me so disoriented. So I was just in a bad mood, and I was just like, dudes, look, head, stop hurting. I'm already dealing with a concussion.
So I should pick the bone with you, because you blew me off.
I didn't blow you off. So here's what happened. You convinced me to go ahead and get the pizza. You said, I said I wasn't gonna get the pizza. I'm trying to do better. You said it's opening day, get the pizza.
Right.
Okay, cool. I literally looked down on my phone for about 2 minutes. I look up, you and Art dipped.
And on top of that, Mr. Peabody's not here to defend himself. Mr. Peabody was a little disappointed that you just ditched him. You moved your car and left.
Yeah, I did do that.
And Mr. Peabody.
No, I'm guilty. I left.
And I'm like, okay, maybe they're gonna come back.
Okay,
so I ordered the pizza.
Okay.
I ordered the pizza.
Did you like it?
I liked it, but then I had to find people to eat it with. So I found Justin. I found one of the models that Joey hired. She was cute, and
he was trying to set us up with her.
Yeah, I think you know what he you know what, Joey did try to set me up, but that damn laptop light had me in such a bad mood. I was just like, whatever.
She's cute, but this laptop's got me all messed up.
Hey,
so
I was
gonna let her go.
Hey, I was in a mood, but you know, after doing my research, and then you know what, I'm not a selfish guy. I peep plays, and I ain't gonna call them out. I ain't gonna say which intern, but one of our interns was getting real chummy with her. So I'm like, all right.
Okay.
Go ahead, man. I don't cock block. You know.
So you you back down. Good for you.
You know, hey, go ahead, man. I just told him. I said, look, you were getting real chummy with her. If you don't close, I'm gonna talk about you like a dog.
Right.
It's
See,
only fair.
There was no pressure on you. You could get any woman you wanted downtown, so you didn't have to.
I wish I could have gotten one. My phone was dry. It was a desert. But opening day, how did you like your experience at the brass rail with everybody?
The brass rail was cool, but I did not enjoy opening day because it was not opening day. What I wanted to do is I wanted to show Mr. Peabody what opening day was all about.
Yeah.
And so when I looked around, I didn't see any people. There were no tents. There were no parties. Obviously, there was no tailgating. It was cold. So except for the cold part, it wasn't opening day to me.
Yeah.
So I made a decision. I'm just going to book. I'll show Mr. Peabody opening day next year when hopefully we're open, when it's fun. The only thing I could have shown Mr. Peabody is deserted streets. So, I mean, we could do that anytime. We can do that today if we wanted to. See a deserted street.
I mean, there's plenty of those in the city of Detroit. My opening day experience, first off, it was great to have you down there. It was a real nice, just joyous celebration. But you know what? I left after you. You know what? You made the smoothest exit too, because it was just like we knew you left, but we didn't really know. It was like it was still a mystery. But you know, I went ahead and left Brass Rail. I went to go down, just walked around downtown, drove around, passing out some of the Woodward sports beads, and it was really dead everywhere. Greektown, ghost town. Eastern Market, ghost town.
You went all the way to Eastern Market?
I mean, I just drove around. Just drove around, just trying to see, like, where are people at? There was nobody around outside of Brass Rail. One of my friends, she's one acquaintance. She's a bar owner in a mixed brick town, and they had a really nice crowd there. She normally does a nice crowd for opening day, but Brass Rail was the spot, and
it was.
I didn't see anywhere jumping like that. It was. If you would have told me that there was restrictions, I would have known it. Even the fire marshal came by like several times, and nothing got shut down, so they were well within the limits. It was just a really really dope sight to see. Now, for opening day next year, do you think everything is going to be back to normal, or it's going to be like just a small uptick from that?
I believe it will be close to normal, maybe not 100%, but it's going to be fun. I think everybody's not going to get their shots, but it's going to be back to normal. I will be able to show Mr. Peabody what an opening day sort of looks like. Because my opening day, a lot of times I don't even end up at Comerica Park. Here's what I do. I go there, scout out the situation, probably go to Grant Park, whatever the name of that park is. There's usually people handing out things.
They have Grand Circus Park?
Grand Circus Park. They have beers. They have things to eat. So I do that. I make a little loop around there. Then I go to my favorite places. Maybe take them to Buddy's, which is a good spot right now. And then there's a place next to Buddy's. I don't know the name of it. It's a bar where people pack in. I know the guy that runs the Corner Bar, which is 2 blocks away. And then I go to tents. Sometimes I end up at Nemo's, which is like 2 miles away, but they usually have a tent. And Nemo's hamburgers are very good.
I haven't had a burger in a minute.
So you need to get one?
I'll go
Maybe
ahead
you could split one because you're trying to watch your figure and stuff.
Man, I think, you know what? I'm gonna give it to the end of the month to see the progress I want to see. If not, I'm just about to just say screw it.
Gotta enjoy life.
Yeah, I'm about to just say screw it. I'm gonna give myself a real honest. What they say? The old college try.
Yes.
I would do this for the rest of this month. I don't count yesterday because I think the only thing I had bad yesterday was the macaroni. My mama made some grilled jerk chicken. I had to get that. Sorry, but I'm gonna give the old.
If mama make it, you gotta eat it.
I had to, and she owed me one for a favor I did for her a couple of weeks ago. So I definitely cashed in on
What
that.
did mama make you as a child that you miss now as an adult?
She's gonna kill me.
What was mama's go-to move? She gonna kill you.
Well, her go-to move was really the jerk chicken.
Okay.
'Cause
You had that as a child, but you haven't had much of it as an adult.
yeah, because even though I lived in Michigan, I lived about an hour away from the house. So when she would make it, my mom would do something real rude, real dirty, real dirty. Like she'll be like, she knows jerk chicken is my favorite thing that she makes. She'll make it, and then after my brother and sister have already taken half of the damn pan, hey, I made jerk tonight, but it's not much left. Well, why the hell you tell me?
Here's a couple spoonfuls.
Yeah, like why the hell you tell me now? The only thing I would say that I miss as a kid that I don't have now, and it's because she's no longer here, my grandma's pound cake. I know, like everybody likes to say, oh, their family makes the best this, their family makes the best this. No, see, mine was real. My grandma made the best pound cake, and then when people challenged me on it, I had to have my grandma make one so I could prove my point.
Oh, okay.
And I bullshit you not. Each person that had it, they was like,
yeah. See,
all
my
right.
my grandma used to make 7-Up cake.
oh, my granny who's still with us, she makes 7-Up cake. That's
See, I don't like it with the icing. I just want the
Yeah,
7-Up
yeah.
cake, no frosting, no icing, none of that. Just give it to me.
Yeah, I definitely cannot do the icing. It's a little bit too much. The 7-Up part is already as it is. But another thing my grandma used to make that I can't get no more as a kid is her rum cake. I probably shouldn't have been having rum cake, but
There's real rum in there.
yeah, she's a little heavy-handed with the rum.
God bless her.
Yeah, it was always a treat eating that.
You know, I would settle for it was J.L. Hudson's at the time. They used to make rum cake that was inside of a tube, and it was like preserved. Like you could put that rum cake in the ground for 10 years, and it would still be good to go. I settled for that. That was good. So then, homemade rum cake, I just want to go on crazy.
Oh, you know what? Since we're still in the favorite foods and stuff like that, and we're talking about opening day, I want to ask you one question about opening day, and I don't know if there's if the restaurant can be here still or no longer here. Is there like that was a known staple? Every year, people would congregate in this spot for opening day. Is it like a known restaurant or staple?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people, because of Tiger Stadium, everybody would go to Nemo's.
Okay.
Nemo's is an old school restaurant, great burgers. You had to go into the back to order your sandwiches and go back to the bar and hope that you didn't lose your spot. But that was a place. I worked at a place like Lindell AC, which is no longer here. Everybody went to Lindell AC. It was like an hour wait to get in. And then, after the game, it would be packed and ball players would show up because they had great burgers and steak sandwiches and obviously beer and stuff. So I worked there for about 5 or 6 years. So those were the go-to places when Tiger Stadium was in place. Then when Comerica Park opened, where did people go to? They went to Harry's Detroit, which is near there. I like Founders because I would try their
I've heard
different.
of Founders.
Yeah, I would try their different beers and sit up there and hold courts. I love that.
For me, one spot that. All right, so I got to preface this. I did not go to the University of Michigan. I didn't go there. I went to Eastern Michigan University.
Fine
And,
school.
You know, we got a few spots up in Eastern that we eat at, but it's nothing that it would be after.
Yeah,
a
where
game.
do you go at Eastern?
Eastern, Aubrey's Pizza, Sidetracks, Bar and Grill.
Sidetrack is the bomb. That place is great.
But outside of that, that's really just the two staples or whatnot. But after Michigan basketball and football games up in Ann Arbor, me and my frat brothers, we would link up with our frat brothers from U of M, and we would go to this place called Bell's Pizza in Ann Arbor. It was just great, greasy ass pizza. That was just really, it was good pizza, greasy as hell, but it was great, and it's just no longer there. They took it down, took down a staple, and put a freaking Domino's right there in the same place.
Oh, you know why? Because Tom Monahan owned Ann Arbor. And speaking of that, this pissed us off. We used to go to the Big Ten meetings every year. The media's spoiled. I admit that. They would have Chicago-style pizza for us. It was delicious. So we would grub on this and chicken wings and everything. One year, somebody came up to me and said, "We got bad news for you." I said, "What?" "No Chicago-style pizza today." I said, "What? We're in Chicago," because this is where it was every year. They had frickin' Domino's. I was so pissed. I said, "You got to be kidding me."
Now, I will say this, to their credit, they've definitely changed the taste, and it's better now. Domino's is better, but at the same time, it ain't better than no Chicago style pizza.
No, it's not, brother. Domino's had commercials where they said their pizza sucked, so it's bad. Our pizza sucks, but it's better now.
Damn.
Yeah, I was mad.
No, you don't understand our frustration. Drunk nights.
Oh yeah.
Bells. Okay, first off, not that many places sold slices. So just to be able to go get those drunk carbs late at night, and you took that away from us, and you put Domino's there, and
that's a pisser.
And then we had to go to Stadium, go to Southview Pizza. Nothing wrong with Southview Pizza, still good. Now Southview Pizza's gone. So the only staple up there is the back room. They sell slices. I haven't been up there in a couple of months, but hopefully I don't go up there right now and see back room is gone. But you know what?
Did you ever go to Frazier's?
Did not go to Frazier's.
It probably wasn't the same as your little backroom pizza, but it was a good place. Staple, had burgers, and you went there after basketball games. It was packed after football games.
Okay, you know what? That's it. Terry got me hungry. I gotta go.
Go get some lunch.
I gotta go get some grub. I have not ate. We hope you guys have a great afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to Baligian.
Thanks for inviting me.
We'll be back tomorrow. See ya.